Hey guys, um, coming to you live from Atlanta. I'm at a conference today, so I'll be here today and Friday. So sorry about um, missing you guys' class. It's no fun. What I want to do today is, as I always say, it's never busy work. It's never just wasting time or what filling time, etc. Um, it's very purposeful, and if I was there, we'd be doing the exact same thing. But what I like about today, we're going to do something new today and tomorrow for the first time. Something that's very high school-ish. It's called a DBQ, which stands for document-based question. And I wanted to explain that. I want to give it kind of a quick, brief intro so that you're not lost, because part of it is kind of intended to look weird and make you feel nervous and whatever and whatnot. So I'm going to explain it super quick. So as of right now, if you've not gotten the DBQ, pause this video and ask for it to be handed out. And then if you have gotten it, feel free to pause this video in a second and just sort of scan it and just so you sort of see. It's I think 10 documents, maybe nine documents, and a document can be anything from a short quote to a short paragraph. It's usually quotes from people, or it can be a little bit of information like from a book, or it can be a picture. It can be anything. And so sort of scan it to get comfortable with it. If you look at the very end, so flip to the very last page, you'll see it says, Part B, essay. So what a DBQ does, and this is, if you're taking an AP class in high school, you'll see these in all of your AP classes. They do them in some other classes too. But even next year, immediately, whether you're in AP or regular world history, you'll do these. But I just want to explain it really quickly. What a DBQ is it's tests your ability to take a bunch of documents, notice common themes, notice contrasting arguments, and then being able to put them all together to work a pretty effective essay. And it also draws on kind of knowledge that you have, kind of background knowledge that you have too. So now is the perfect time to do this because we just finished our Greece unit, and so now you're looking back at the entire unit, and you have all that kind of in mind. So you'll see that both today and tomorrow. So the one today is going to be a little bit more hands-on, or a little bit more user-friendly, I should say. It's not easy, but easier, but it's a little more user-friendly. This one will actually ask you questions as you go about each document. That's not going to be the case tomorrow. You'll see we'll do one that's a little bit harder, but you see it's going to ask you questions about each document. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to go through on your own, and I want you to answer all those questions. Some of them are really specific, some of them are a little bit more vague. I do want you to use good, complete sentences. I want you to answer on a separate sheet of paper. And then you will be turning this in for a grade, both completion, obviously, but definitely effort and accuracy, right? And so a lot of the stuff I don't think there's anything in here that you should totally just not know. So anyway, so I want you to go through piece by piece on a separate sheet of paper. You can just write like Doc 2, question 1, or whatever. You don't have to write out the question, but you can write out your answers. And so I'm going to go piece by piece. You're working by yourself. By the time you get to the end, you'll notice that it has, the broad question. This is what a DBQ does. The broad question is, what were some of the contributions to Western civilization from the ancient Greeks? And it's this kind of broad question like that. The one tomorrow is going to ask you about democracy and whatnot. But this is a broad question, and it's saying, hey, can you take, all these documents that you have here, and can you, draw from these, and just kind of generally what you know to construct an essay about the contributions of Greek, cultural and Western civilization. We've obviously talked about that a good bit, so that should sound kind of familiar. And so all that to say, what I want you to do, the first step, is go through each question, or go through each document and answer the questions. Second step is, as I noted on the sheet, the second thing I want you to do is go through and take note of every document, just kind of take note of like, what is it getting at? What's the point, in terms of if you're about to write your essay, every document says something about Greece's impact on Western civilization. So make just a couple notes, almost like you're making a little outline. So like, Doc 1 says this, it's making this point, or here's a couple highlights or something like that. And that way, when you turn around to write your essay, and I'm going to give you a lot of flexibility with the essay, especially since I'm not there, but an essay sounds intimidating, but think about it just being like a big answer that I would want you to write on a test, or something like that, very long answer. But basically, as you see on the sheet, write a well-organized essay using the documents. describe 3 contributions that continue to influence our lives today, explain how they affect our lives, including details, examples, and reasons in developing your ideas. And so the detail aspect and the examples and the reasons is now you can choose basically 3. So I'm looking at the outline that I just made by kind of going through each of these documents and picking the highlights. Like the first one speaks to the whole kind of court system and the jury and whatnot. If that's one that I end up using, then one of my 3 points will be the court system and the jury system. And yes, respect for the law and everything like that. But what I want to do is, anyways, I was blank for a second on what I want to say, but basically, like I said, details, examples, and reason. You're not just saying, yeah, they affected our court system. Moving on. You're saying they affected our court system. Here's how, here's why, here's a couple examples, here's some supporting details. You can cite the documents that you use. You can put those in quotes, put pieces of the documents in your answer, etc. And that's kind of how you construct an answer. And so it's okay if today feels a little bit vague and a little bit like, what are we doing? Like I said, it's meant to be more hands-on. You can ask Miss Walker any questions that you want to. She has I left her a few notes about the documents, so if one of them just doesn't make sense, you can ask her. You also can have her call me or email me. I can be in touch today, so please encourage her. If it's an urgent question, tell her to text me, and I'll get back to you guys. I'll be at a conference all day, but I don't mind stepping out. I don't want anybody to feel confused, so again, just go step by step, go through each one, and again, when you get to the end, think through the outline of kind of like, what is each one saying, and then basically choose 3 that you feel really confident writing about. So if one might be theater, right? And so then you talk about the impact of theater and talk about in your answer what it looked like, what theater looked like then, and what it looked like now, similarities, how it affected, etc. Using specific stuff from the text. And so what you should end up with, the final product is a pretty big, like what will look like a big essay, what will look like a pretty big written answer. And so that's what I do want you to turn in. Whatever you don't finish in class is due for homework. So you'll probably be writing some of that essay for homework unless you work quickly and finish it in class. That'd be awesome. But I want you to be thorough. Don't throw up your hands and surrender. Don't say this is BS, right? Chapman, what the heck? And like I said, we would be doing this if I was here. I would just be walking you through it a little bit more personally, which is why I'm sending you this video. So again, this is high school. This screams high school, and so it's more, consider this a skill building day, a skill building 2 days that we're being able to stop right after the test and do this. And so just trying to get you ready for the next step. You know what I'm saying? But you'll do these all the time in high school, and you're gonna be ready for them. But I love you all dearly. You guys have a great day today. Have a great weekend, and email me if you have any questions. Again, don't hesitate to ask Ms. Walker to get in touch with me. And you'll be doing the same thing in the next class, and so you'll get another video from me intro in the next one. So, but good luck, work hard, love you all, y'all are awesome.